Hello and good afternoon. No, not good afternoon, what am I talking about? I've only just woke up. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. The sun is shining, so good afternoon, but it's 5 o'clock in the morning, okay? However, African Americans are in a meltdown, okay? They're in an emotional pandemic. And the reason being none other than the anti-interracial relationship. Omar Johnson, okay, was caught in a romantic situation, quote unquote. You know, it looks nice and cozy, him taking it, this white woman's number. And it's obviously got misconstrued, according to him, okay? And it went viral. What's interesting is that if you are pro-black, why should you not be talking to a white woman? If you're a black woman who is pro-black, why shouldn't you be talking to a white man? Why shouldn't you be taking their number for all kinds of different reasons? Business, interaction, marketing. But it tells you the state of black people, that if you're pro-black, you can't even have white friends. Okay? It tells you why we're so permanently damaged. Okay? I have white friends, but something that's not allowed. Okay? Even though I speak the truth. And my white friends know my beliefs. But it doesn't prevent our friendship because they're genuine. Okay? But Dr. Umar Johnson, he was anti-interracial relationships. Okay? And I had to look at this with a scientific eye. Okay? Number one, look at two factors. Even though I've made videos regarding the negative, in interracial relationship, white men who are racist and they're targeting black women, okay? Those kind of interracial relationships are toxic because those white guys deliberately target these black women, right? Get them pregnant and train the mixed race kids to be racist and hate black men. It's happened a lot. Just look up racist guys dating black women and you will see those kind of interracial relationships are damaging, okay? It's done with mockery. However, to say that interracial relationship is damaging the black family, I think it's a overstatement. What is damaging black people are fundraisers, okay, pimps, and hustlers who are claiming that they do projects for the black community, and 10 years later you are waiting for this school to open, you are waiting for this black business to empower the black community. That is what's destroying black people. Not interracial relationships per se, but black people pouring their money into pimps and hustlers and preachers and them being conned. This is why black America and black Britain are suffering, because we have all these individuals who are Black Lives Matter, made billions. Where's the projects in the black community? The founders of Black Lives Matter, a black lesbian, ended up moving into a white neighborhood with a white mansion. Okay? So she used black pain in order to line her own pocket. That's the kind of damage that is crippling the black community, because we don't know who we can trust. However, the problem with black people, we are too emotional. All they have to do is, Omar Johnson, he knew what he was doing. When he was attacking interracial relationship, he was marketing a strategy. Trying to work out who his audience were and thus he can create fertile ground, plant the seeds, and make his money. I'm afraid I'm going to mention it. Nation of Islam did the same. Even though the founder was a white man, Master Fard was a white man, and Elijah Muhammad, they both met in prison, and they concocted this idea of a white Messiah, and then he was a black Messiah, then he was two-tone Messiah, but they concocted the idea inside prison and sold it to a gullible and desperate black community. I'm going to do a scientific video showing that Nation of Islam is in serious debt. They owe money to contractors, creditors, you name it. They are in debt. Yet black people are pouring their money at the feet of Nation of Islam. They are in serious debt, while Louis Farrakhan and his family are living off millions, while black people are suffering, thinking that he's working in their interest. He's living in a mansion. That all his businesses are bankrupt. I'm going to do a scientific video with paperwork to support my claim, okay? But we don't know who we can trust. If you look at Dr. Umar Johnson, look at his history, or if not even him, any civil rights leader, so-called, look at the history, how they began, okay? What made Malcolm X different? Malcolm X, he was into gang, or into pimping, etc., right? And then he went to prison. But when he came out, he was so loved. He changed. When he went to Mecca and he saw white people bowing down and black people next to each other. And he says, wait there. And this is a guy who's honest. And he says, I can't continue down the road of this negative destruction. And he turned out to be a most beautiful, outspoken black brother, to such a degree that when Elijah Muhammad was caught out having sex with 10 black girls, he refused to support it. And that's what got him killed. You have to look at the history of the people that you're funding, okay? Look at their track record. What have they done before you part with your money? So Dr. Umar Johnson being found with this white woman, firstly, he could have been doing a business transaction, marketing. You don't know. Just because you're pro-black don't mean you can't have white friends. That's what's damaging our psychosis. That's what's damaging us. We're so messed up, okay? Or at the end of the day, right, he's hustling. He's hustling. But you know something? Look at his record. 15 years of claiming he's going to build a school. That is more important than what he's done is in his bed. What he's done in his bed is his private life, if it doesn't affect the funding that he's been given from poor black neighborhoods. But you should be asking the question, what is he doing, or what has he done with the thousands of pounds or dollars that poor black people in poor black neighborhoods wanted to have a dream for their children and then end up not having no school? That is more important. But we're so messed up that we are focused on the wrong thing. And that's the reason why we haven't got a bank to open. We haven't got proper businesses. We're not property developers, because our mindset is like Cynthia G, obsessed with swirling, obsessed with interracial relationships. And while she's getting monetized for her videos, you're angry. Dr. Umar Johnson, or Omar Johnson, whatever his name is, right? Yes, he was caught with a white woman. He was anti-interracial relationship. But you know something? What concerns me more are the poor black people that gave him money and continue to give him money, even though there's no school in sight. There are many black professionals who would teach for free. I would teach for free on Zoom to help out Dr. Umar Johnson. I would teach music and literature. But you know something? He says, oh, I need this, I need that. You can hire a community center, for next to nothing. You don't need a school. What's his name? Akala from England, a rapper, and is a Pan-Africanist, very brilliant mind. He was trained in a Pan-African school. I'm sure it was a community centre, and he took on the great minds of Oxford. So you don't need some elaborate school. And black people are pouring their money. You should be more concerned about being ripped off in this way, pouring your money at a con artist, than who is having sex with. Because if you really look at the history of those who you support, look at their history. Look at Nation of Islam. Look at their history. And you begin to realize how the hell could I have been a crooked. I will tell you why you've been crooked. Because you're too emotional. They know black people are emotional. And that's the reason why they use religion and Greek philosophy to get into your brain. Because they know that's what makes you tick. You're a bolted Christian, and they know they want to get money out of you. Use the Bible. Use it symbolically, similarly, and metaphorically in their preaching, and they guarantee to butter you up. And that's how they know how your mind works. You should be concerned about how you're being ripped off, not who's sleeping with who. We should be concerned with money and finances. Let's not have a Cynthia G brain obsessed with swirling. There's something not quite right with that woman. When you're obsessed with interracial relationships and swirling, and black people haven't got a bank, then something is seriously wrong with us. We're being brainwashed with some kind of strange voodoo. Dr. Umar Johnson, he'd be caught with a white woman. The whole of America went to the meltdown. Like, I can't live. Rather than saying, what's happened to my money? What's happened to my money? I poured at your feet. Never mind who you're having sex with. That guy was already caught with a stripper. So you knew what he was like. But still, you poured your money at his pagan feet. And that's the reason why we're suffering to this day. That's the reason why we can't change. Look at their history. The people that you fund, look at their history, what they're about. And you will see most of these people, they're ex-strippers, ex-rapists. Not even ex. They're actually practicing. What do I mean ex? They're practicing this abuse towards black women. They're practicing abuse towards black women. Nation of Islam did it. Elijah Muhammad, in one of Louis Farrakhan's video, one of the black girls, Nation of Islam, Muslim, had to approach Farrakhan because half of them were abused by their own fathers, so-called for black consciousness. I'll do a separate video on that. So don't just pour your money at these so-called black civil rights leaders that they're put there by the FBI to create poison in your brain, and they will never do nothing for your community. Omar Johnson, he had ample opportunity. He was given thousands. Is he an informant? Is he an FBI? If he was so angry, why didn't he use all that money and do it positively for African Americans? Something don't make sense. All these powerful black speakers, and they've done nothing for you. Think about it.